Hello everyone. Let us discuss the topic on origin of biopotential and its propagation under Unit 1 of Basics of Biomedical Instrumentation. So this one is the first topic under Unit 1 of Basics of Biomedical Instrumentation. Before going to discuss about this topic, let us mention some of the course outcomes and objectives of Unit 1 of Basics of Biomedical Instrumentation for UG students. First, what is the course outcomes? So, after studying this video lecture, the students should be able to acquire the knowledge of different biopotential and its propagation, and then to familiarize the different types of electrode. Second one, familiarize the electrode placement for recording ECG, EEG and EMG signal. Third one, design bioamplifier for various physiological recording. Fourth one, the different types of measuring techniques or instruments that is used to measure non-electrical or non-physiological parameters. Final, that is the fifth one. So understand the different biochemical measurements. Next one is the objectives of Unit 1 of Basics of Biomedical Instrumentation. The main objectives of this video lecture is to study about the different biopotential and its propagation, and then the different types of electrodes. To familiarize the electrode placement for recording ECG, EEG and EMG signals. To study and design a bioamplifier for various physiological recording. To learn the different measurement techniques for non-physiological parameters. To familiarize the different biochemical measurements and demonstrate knowledge of proper use of modern instrumental technique with analytical measurement. So let us move on the outline of my presentation. So outline, first the introduction, that is what is the instrumentation system. Second one, the biomedical instrumentation system. Third one, the comparison between medical and biomedical instrumentation system. Fourth one, the classification based on instruments. There is a fifth one, introduction about cell. There is a final one, it is a transport of ions through the cell membrane. Now let us going to explain one by one. So what is the instrumentation system? Before that, what is the instrumentation? So the use of measuring instruments to monitor and control a process. It is an art of science of measurement and a control of process variable within a production, manufacturing area or laboratory. Next one, what is the measuring system? The measuring system is requires to compare a quantity with a standard or to provide an output that can be related to the quantity being measured. Next one, what is a transducer? The quantity to be measured is detected by an input, that means a transducer or sensor. The detected quantity may be converted to mechanical or electrical form of energy. This diagram represents the block diagram representation of instrumentation system. Here the measured signal is sensed by the sensor, and this sensed signal is converted to electrical signal. Again, this electrical signal is amplified and modified by using a signal conditioner. So this block makes the signal suitable to operate recorder and or display unit. Next one, the biomedical instrumentation. This is nothing but the field of creating such instruments that helps us to measure, record and transmit data to and from the body. So this is a block diagram representation of biomedical instrumentation. Here the human body is the measuring unit. So here the transducer is a device to convert one form of energy to another form. So it acts as an impedance matching device between the biological system and the signal conditioning equipment. The signal conditioning block is the important part of the instrumentation system, so which amplifies, modifies or change the electrical output to the transducer in a suitable manner to run the recorder and display. So next, suppose in case of therapy, it must feedback the signal to the that is a biological system through the control feedback. So next one, the difference between a normal medical system and biomedical instrumentation system. In both the medical and biomedical instrumentation systems, the patient symptoms, physician treatment are common, but in the biomedical instrumentation system, the instruments are used to diagnose the disease and then treatment will be given. Here the instruments means ECG, EEG, EMG instruments, X-ray, etc. Next, coming to the classification of instruments. So based on the classification of instruments having two types, one is the engineering, another one is the medical. So in this engineering, so to indicate the magnitude of the unknown quantity when it is being measured, then keep a continuous recording of variation of magnitude of the unknown quantity. This recording signals are monitoring, data logging and analyzing. Then based on the analysis, the system is to be controlled. So whereas in the medical, it helps the physician to diagnose the problem and provide treatment. Here the treatment means to give medicine or some other supplementary unit, like there is a ventilator and then replacement of valves. So we can find a lot of systems in engineering like electrical system, hydraulic system, mechanical system, thermal system, pneumatic system and chemical system, etc. Similarly, the different systems of our human bodies are muscular system, nerve system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system and digestive system, circulatory system, etc. Next one, the introduction about the cell. Cell is the basic unit of human being. The whole human body consists of millions and millions of cells. So here the cross-sectional view of cell. So each and every organ of our human body consists of different shapes of a cell. Here look at this diagram. These are all the different shapes of the cells. So each one corresponds to a function. The cell structure can be viewed by biological microscope and not by naked eye. They have an ability to reproduce new one to reach the appropriate number whenever a destruction occurs. So each cell has a nucleus at its center. Here this is the cross-sectional view of this diagram represents the cross-sectional view of nucleus. So each nucleus have nucleolus in its center. Here look at this is the nucleolus. So there is a nucleus is surrounded by cytoplasm where both are separated by a nuclear membrane. The cytoplasm is separated by cell membrane from the surrounding fluid. The different substances presented in the cells are water, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids and electrolytes. They are together called protoplasm. So next one, what is the electrolyte? They are charged particles, that is ion, that are developed in a body fluid. So next one, the large quantities of electrolytes presented in the cells are magnesium, potassium, phosphate, bicarbonate. So for the small quantity of electrodes presented in a cells are calcium, chloride and sodium. The major positive ions are sodium ions, potassium ions, calcium ions, magnesium ion. Whereas in the Major negative anions are chloride ions, bicarbonate ions, phosphate ions, sulfate ions. Finally, the transport of ion through the cell membrane. Two fluids, namely intracellular fluid, that is ICF, and extracellular fluid, that is the ECF, play a major role in transportation of ions. So this bar chart gives the approximate composition of extracellular fluid and intracellular fluid. Here, the extracellular fluid contains large quantity of sodium and smaller quantity of potassium. Whereas in the intracellular fluid, the concentration of potassium ion is more than the concentration of sodium ions. Similarly, the concentration of magnesium and proteins are more in the intracellular fluid. Meanwhile, the concentration of chloride is more in the extracellular fluid. So that the correct concentration of ions should be maintained for normal function of the body. The electrolytes in a body fluid compartments are intracellular and extracellular, where intracellular contains the cells are the intracellular cells are contains the ions are, that is a potassium ion, magnesium ion and protein, whereas in the extracellular fluids, it is extracellular fluids contains NaCl and HCO3 minus. The transport of ion through the cell membrane have two types. One is the active transport and another one is the passive transport. The transportation occurs by concentration in the cell membrane is termed as active transport, whereas the transportation occurs by the diffusion in the cell membrane is termed as passive transport. Next one, the active transport is further classified into two types as per source of energy. So that is a primary active transport, another one is a secondary active transport. So what is the primary active transport is? It is the energy derived directly from the breakdown of adenosine triphosphate, that is the ATP. The example for primary active transports are sodium potassium pumps and calcium pump. Next one, the secondary active transport. So this is nothing but energy derived from the concentration gradient that have been created by primary active transport. So this diagram represents the electrolyte used in replacement therapy. So here this is one of the example. When the body is dehydrated, then the doctor is prescribed this one. That means deficiency of sodium and potassium. References. So I have used these references for preparing this video lecture. Thank you for watching this video.